Good morning, everyone. At about 10:20 p.m. last night, Monday, the 2nd of September, several 911 calls were received relating to gunshots in the area of the Glebe Road and St. Monica's Road in Pembroke. Officers responded to number 31 Glebe Road, where they found a 30-year-old male in an unresponsive state outside that residence, suffering from injuries believed to have been from a gunshot wound. The victim in this matter is Mr. Jonathan Dill of Pembroke Parish. The family and friends of Mr. Dill have been assigned a family liaison officer by the Bermuda Police Service to assist them during this difficult time. Mr. Dill leaves behind a 7-year-old daughter and a 25-year-old wife, with other numerous family members to mourn his loss. Detectives from the Bermuda Police Serious Crime Unit are investigating the matter, and all available evidence is being reviewed, and several witnesses have already been interviewed. Detectives will continue to work at the crime scene and the wider neighborhood to canvass for more evidence and witnesses during the remainder of the day, and our community action team will also work with area residents to assist them during what is unfortunately a more common but nonetheless troubling and traumatic experience. The Bermuda Police Service will enhance its regular and armed patrols in this and other neighborhoods that are affected. The nature of this heinous crime lends evidence that this is a gang-related event, and as such, enhanced patrols will also include areas where there is the possibility for retaliation. A full complement of detectives will investigate this matter to bring the offender or offenders to justice. The suspect is believed to have acted alone riding a motorcycle, and on leaving the scene of the crime turned south on the Glebe Road towards Parsons Road, Friswell's Hill, or Bishop Spencer Road being other possible routes taken after leaving the residence. Further details on the suspect may be released at a later time. I'm appealing for anyone that saw this incident or that has information that can assist in identifying the offender or offenders to bring the offenders to justice, to contact detectives from the Serious Crime Unit, who can be contacted on 247-1739 or on the Confidential and Independent Crime Stoppers hotline, which is 800-8477-TIPS. And I'll take some questions if there are any at this point.
Is that Jonathan with an H or?
Yes, Jonathan with an H.
I'm sorry, someone. Do you care to discuss injuries? We're hearing several.
No, we will not speak to the injuries at this point.
Okay, when you say gang-related, can you expand on what makes you believe that, or which gang should go?
Well, certainly the nature of the offense and how it was committed, the manner it was conducted, it certainly, we have this debate time and time again, but certainly the manner and method in which it was conducted, it would appear fairly obvious that this appears to be gang-related, at least on the part of the shooter.
And I take it you're not naming gang affiliation, so it's not to glamorize or whatever? Like, are you prepared to say?
The investigation is ongoing, and all those matters are subject to the investigation, so it would be premature to comment on that.
But at this point, you know whether it's Parkside or 4-2, right?
Like I said, all those details will come out in due course. It would be premature for me to speak to anything about it.
You mentioned that enhanced patrols will be enhanced in areas where there may be retaliation. Does that mean you anticipate retaliation?
It's a precautionary measure that we do in all crimes of this nature. It's not anything new, but certainly for the area that's affected, we have increased patrols, and areas where we believe that there may be the possibility for retaliation, we would be enhancing those patrols that already exist.
And just one final question, and this is general. I know you're not here for all of them. I think this is our third gun murder for the year. It's followed by a double murder earlier this year. No arrests in that case yet, right?
Yes, there have been, and they've been reported in the media. No charges.
Right. What do you say to the families of these victims that still have open cases, have been open for some time? Here comes another shooting. Oh, well, I guess another unsolved crime sort of attitude. What do you say?
There's that perspective, but I think our track record also speaks for itself, and quite often we have that conversation with the families very, very early on, as we will do with Mr. Dill's family. Sometimes these matters are solved very quickly, and sometimes it takes a year or two, but I think you'll see from our recent track record that we have a fairly good and enviable record of bringing people to justice even after a long time has elapsed. So we can't promise anybody anything, But certainly where we have information or evidence that will take us to an offender and bring that person to justice, we will do that.
And you said you got several 911 calls and interviewed several witnesses already. Does that indicate that more people are forthcoming or just not tolerating, or people hit panic buttons?
No, I think it's a fairly common practice when people hear gunshots in the middle of the night, they call 911. So and that's what we responded to. Yes, hi.
There has been a significant role in gang violence. To what do you attribute this, especially when it was stated that the police's get tougher approach has been working?
It's difficult to say. I'm not a sociologist. I think the fact is that a number of people have left the jurisdiction, a number of people are in prison, and a number of people, unfortunately, are deceased as well. But the police can't take credit for all of that. There's a number of things that are going on in the background, not least of which is the police work that contribute to that. So it's very difficult to say that it's any one thing, unfortunately. But while it would be nice to take the credit, I think there's a lot of things at play that contribute to what's happening in the wider community.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. We're coming to our newsroom is that this particular crime was considered a heinous execution style.
Sure. Well, it's a heinous crime, yes. Anytime anyone is shot and or indeed killed in particular, it's heinous and cowardly.
Bullet to the head.
Yes, we believe so at this point. But the full details will be released.